Alex from HLN. We have a few fans here. We want to talk about red flags. So hey guys, Kim is here, and I'm Alex with HLN, and we are just here to chat about Red Flag, a special executive produced by Kim on HLN about mental illness and social media and how families use social media to cope. So Kim, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to intro and just tell us a little bit about you and Red Flag, and then we can go into the questions.
Yeah, well, hey guys. This was the project that I was so excited to be a part of. One of my favorite shows is the show Intervention. And so I partnered up with, at that time I had really, when I started watching it, I didn't really know anyone that had a drug problem. It had never been that close to home for me. And then I started watching it, and I got a little older, and that became so real life for me. And I started to see so many similar struggles just in the people that I know going through those issues and trying to get clean. So as I've also gotten older, I've seen a lot of people struggle with mental health issues and mental illness. So I thought, what better than to partner with the producers of Intervention to try to inform people about mental health issues, because I didn't know a whole lot, and it was so confusing to me trying to get my friends help. So I thought, if it's confusing to me and I feel like I do have a lot of access to information, then it must be so difficult for some people. So I, just really wanted to basically bring awareness to it.
And it's such a great way to use your social media presence and the exposure that you have. So Brianna has a question first. Brianna, go ahead.
Hi, Kim. My name is Brianna. Thank you so much for doing this today. My question for you is, why did you want to get involved with this? I think that depression is one of the most highly effective, it's one of the largest mental disorders that we have in America today, and I think it's great that you're putting this on the forefront. And I just want to know personally, why did you want to take on this adventure?
Well, for me, I have experienced so many friends that, suffer from depression and other mental illnesses, and because I've never experienced it, I don't understand it. And I wanted to really inform myself, because it's not just something that you can just snap out of. And I think I would assume that, and just assume that, oh, they must be really going through something, just snap out of it. And I really wanted to try and understand it. And I felt like I really just wanted to bring, once I started to learn a little bit more about it and know that it really is, a serious issue, and it's not something that you can just snap out of, or, you really do need help for it. I really wanted to be involved, and I just started to see too many people around me suffer, and, I felt like I didn't know where I couldn't give them advice on where they should go to get help. And so I wanted to really inform myself and try to help inform other people and bring awareness to it on something that I feel like is a little bit taboo, or people just assume that, if someone is feeling, I think it's also hard for someone to admit that they have a mental illness.
Exactly.
And for that, I wanted to let people know that it's okay and there's help available.
That's great. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome.
So can you talk about bringing about awareness, and that's why you wanted to get involved? Caroline has a question about doing that with social media. Caroline. Uh-oh, okay, so we're having issues with Caroline's microphone. So Kim, Caroline wanted to know, what drives you to use social media personally? So this show is all about bringing awareness to mental health and mental illness with social media. So how do you personally use social media? And do you use it for support or a form of expression, or?
I think I remember years ago when I was going through a breakup, I would always see people write these love quotes, and I would, repost them, and I would start to see friends that were going through a lot of boy issues. They would just start posting so many things, and I would know when my friends were going through issues with the guys in their life, when they just started posting so much about love and happiness, and you can really tell someone's personality or their mood or what they're going through. For me, social media is really a way to connect to other people. It's, to me, such an amazing focus group. If you have a question, it's like, to me, it's like a information center. You can just ask a question and get instant, gratification. But it also could be a little bit scary. I mean, you can see people, obviously, they write really nasty comments, and people can also hide behind social media. But I think that like for me, when I had a friend that I felt like had a mental health issue, I didn't know how to contact their family. So I looked at all of their social media channels, and I found their parents and their sister and family members. And so I was able to contact them that way. So I think it can be a great tool if used the right way.
I think that's a really good point that you say that you end with that, because that's what we saw with Red Flag with Andrew and Kelly, that it can be dangerous, but it can also be used as a support system. Okay, yeah, so Anna has a question.
Not the answer. I mean, I think that it's not, complete therapy. I think it could be therapeutic, but I don't think it's the end-all be-all of, that's your way to get help. I think, you do also need to seek professional help. But I think it's a good monitoring tool. If you are weary or questioning if someone might be having a mental, breakdown, or just might be, feeling anxiety or depression, or you're not quite sure, you can monitor their behavior on social media, which I think is really fascinating that we have that opportunity where we didn't have that years ago.
And using social media, when you say like monitor people's behavior, it's also a way to talk about, these causes and to get that information out to people. And that's, I think, something that Anna wanted to ask.
Yeah, hey Kim, you have such an impressive social media following, and this is a great cause to dedicate it to, but I'm wondering, are there any other causes that you want to promote on your social media accounts?
Yeah, I mean, I recently just went to Armenia, and I think a lot of people didn't really understand that there's this, kind of issue going around where the Armenian genocide isn't being recognized by so many people. And a lot of people didn't even know where Armenia was, or what, that there even was a genocide. So that was really exciting for me to go there and share so many photos on my social media and messaging. I do see some people's social media accounts where all they do is promote, and really, to me, can be kind of annoying. So when I'm so passionate about something, that's when I speak out, and I love that I have that platform to be able to do that. But I think you can't, like, people ask me all the time, amazing organizations, ask me to tweet about, this cancer treatment, or, this issue and that issue. And I think that, I literally might get 5 or 10 requests a day. And I hate to turn down people when they just want to get the message out, because I do have a big platform. But if it's not authentic to me, then I don't see there like really being a point of me doing it. Not that doesn't mean that I don't, want to support them, but I just think sometimes it also has become this business where people just want to promote so many different things. So I try to be selective.
Kim, I think that's a great point, and I think that's how you've built such a great social media presence. When we talk about all this, being authentic and picking and choosing which causes to speak out for. And I think that's what really has drawn people to you and really listened. When you say, hey, I want to support this cause, people listen, because it's not, a promo after promo after promo, which some people have done. So we have another question from Ansley here, just about in Red Flag with Kelly and Andrew, it is based on mental illness and social media, and about confronting these people when their family is noticing that behavior on social. So that's something that Ansley wanted to ask about.
Hi.
Ansley.
Yes. Hi, Kim. Confronting someone definitely is something that's very delicate. And do you have any, most important tools to use when confronting someone? Have you had to do it yourself personally?
I have had to do it myself twice. One time was the first time I was a little bit nervous, so I had a friend help me and found their family members on social media and reached out to their family members. And they were so relieved that we contacted them because they were, you know, a little bit further away, but feeling like there was an issue. So we just confirmed that. And then they took over and stepped in. And now that person is so good and lives such a normal life and was so thankful for the help. And then I've done it another way where I personally have, and the person doesn't really believe that they have a mental illness or doesn't believe that depression is an issue and that they'll snap out of it. So that is a little bit trickier because what do you do when someone doesn't believe that there's an issue or is in denial? So it's a little harder, and a couple other people have confronted the same person. So I'm hoping someone gets through to her, but you know, it's such a sensitive thing. You know, obviously if you can have someone there maybe to help support you, then it won't be as scary. But for me, when I confronted the first person, I was about to go over to their house to go and talk to them face to face. And I remember I was really pregnant, and I just thought, you know, maybe this isn't a good idea because I'm not sure how they'll react, and it's like very stressful on me, and I didn't know what to do. So I involved someone else to help me. And it seemed to kind of just be a little bit easier. But my recommendation would be to just be really honest and say, you know, there's definitely a difference in your behavior, and, you know, there's help for that. And I think that, you know, you really should try to take a minute and, you know, really hear you out and try and explain to them and give examples of how things are different or what you're seeing. Because if you're seeing it, I'm sure they've heard it from other people.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Kim, thank you for sharing that. That was thank you for opening up about that. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you joining us to talk about red flags, telling us, you know, also your personal information, your tools, and your experience. So we really appreciate it. And for anyone who
even seeing the families on the show and how other people go through it, it's just, you know, every family is different and everyone gets support from different areas. So, you know, just even watching the show back last night and seeing, you know, some parents might not be supportive, and, you know, other family members, you know, there is such a support system. So I think you just have to kind of lean on the people that are closest to you to help you get through that situation.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I totally agree with you. And great advice and good information. People who are looking for support and resources, we do have that at HLN flag. And Kim, thanks for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for your great questions and for joining us to talk about this.
Of course. Thanks, guys.
All right, so we will sign off.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you, Kim. Oof.